Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of America. The tea is piping hot in Washington, D.C., and I can't get enough of it. Just gonna let the beat tape roll.
And Paul is somebody that was recently very critical of the big, beautiful bill. He went out publicly, which then led to Donald Trump attacking him. Rand Paul, he said, quote, Rand votes no on everything, but never has any practical or constructive ideas. His ideas are actually crazy, losers. The people of Kentucky can't stand him. This is a big growth bill.
See, President Trump is a snake. And this is why they always tell you do not play with snakes because you never know the behavior of a snake. Now, he says that Rand Paul has absolutely no creativity, no good ideas, no this, no that when it comes to policy making. But yet and still, Rand Paul helped to support him on his campaign trail. He endorsed him on his campaign trail when he had to. And then they're like buddy buddy when they want to snuggle up and cozy up to making sure that they beat out hardworking Americans that are just trying to make it here in this country. When it's time to double down and when it's time for them to get what they need, oh, it's all good, Oh, this is the boys club. This is the old boys club. But when you come against Trump and you make him realize that he's not wearing any clothes, when you make him realize that he's the emperor wearing no clothes, that's when he turns on you like a snake. You can never trust him.
You sure about that? You
so
sure
to be
about
clear,
that?
Rand Paul criticized
sure
this
about
bill.
that?
He gets immediately hit by Donald Trump. Representative Thomas Massie, another Republican, publicly criticized this bill. He got criticized by Donald Trump. Now we see Elon Musk doing the same. He's actually agreeing with Rand Paul. The question I pose to you is, do you think that Donald Trump is going to turn on Elon Musk? He did it to Thomas Massie. He did it to Rand Paul. He does it to anybody who publicly criticizes this bill and is in his party. Do you think that Donald Trump will return to something like this? The same thing he posted about Elon Musk in 2022 when he wrote, quote, when Elon Musk came to the White House asking me for help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's his electric cars that don't drive long enough, driveless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and Republican, I could have said, drop to your knees, and he would have done it. So do you think we're going to see a similar post from Donald Trump like this toward Elon Musk eventually? Because it seems like Donald Trump has a target on anybody who criticizes this bill, and Elon Musk is saying things like this.
Not the bromance, not Elon Musk and President Trump. Oh, no, not those two. I mean, all that was missing from the White House outside of this car show was a fish fry and a stripping pole. That's all that was needed. And it would have been complete. It would have been complete with the car show. The whole used cars being sold out in front of the White House. All that was missing was a fish fry. I promise you. And a strip pole.
War between Russia and Ukraine continues to escalate. We just learned that one of Trump's hand-picked officials for the State Department has ties to the Kremlin. And to make matters even worse, this dude's first move was dismantling a task force designed to fight Russian and Chinese propaganda. This reads, Trump official who shut down Russian propaganda unit has links to Kremlin. Darren Beattie, who alarmed the State Department with his pro-Moscow views, is married to a woman who has ties. And you may not know this guy's name, but I can assure you, you have heard about Darren Beattie in the past. This is a man who got kicked out of the first Trump administration because he attended a white nationalist event. This is a man whose Twitter is openly full of vile, pro-Russia, pro-China propaganda, yet Trump decides to place him in a crazy high position of power.
He tried to run for president that same year in 1987. He pushed for a Republican nomination, but he failed. The question here is, what exactly happened on this trip? What made Donald Trump turn to politics? And this question has been around for years. Now, an ex-Soviet officer says that he has the answer. His name is Alnur Musayev. He says the KGB recruited Donald Trump in 1987 during the same trip. The KGB, as you would know, was the Soviet Union's main spy agency. And Musayev says they cultivated Donald Trump. They also gave him a code name, Krasnov. That's what he claims. And that's what all of this is, just claims without proof. So take it with a sack of salt. Having said that, such claims have been circulating for a while, including questions like, is Donald Trump a Russian agent? Is he an asset? Is that why he's aligning with Russia? Interestingly, Trump's Russia connection is older than this, older than his visit in 1987. It actually began in 1977. That's when Donald Trump married Ivana Zelnikova. She was a Czech model. And that put him on the Russian radar. Cold War archives show that Donald Trump was being spied upon. A decade later, he landed in Russia. Several KGB operatives met him. They showed him around. There's even a famous photo from this trip. It shows Trump and his wife posing in St. Petersburg. And this was not just sightseeing. Trump had a goal. He wanted to build a hotel in Moscow. And not just any hotel, a joint venture with the Kremlin. That's what he wanted. The deal did not work out, though. But reports suggest that Soviet officials flattered Trump. They apparently had an idea for him, that he should run for president. As history shows, that idea did not fade away. Trump returned to the US and took out full-page ads in major newspapers. Do you know what the ads were about? It was basically an open letter to Americans, a letter that suggested that the US should stop defending other countries, especially those who can pay for their own defense. Does it ring a bell? It should, because now he has turned it into American policy. But back then, the ad was quite controversial. It was seen as a jab at the then US President Ronald Reagan.
It's a whole lot. Obviously, we all have an idea that Trump has connections, collusions, his other bromance with Putin. We all know what's going on. And him hiring someone that is directly from the Kremlin, working in the administration, is wild. But I'm going to find out more about this ongoing story. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe. And again, please put your opinions in the comment section.